Well, it's that time once again. We're about to head down there to the beautiful San Fernando Valley. And I was thinking recently how I do these memories of the San Fernando Valley videos, and I also do a lot of filming location videos, but I've never really combined the two. And pretty recently, I was in the valley with my wife and son, and as we traveled from one spot to another, all three of us kept pointing out filming locations to each other. And it made me think that it might be kind of fun to make a Memories of the San Fernando Valley video where I'm showing all of you how many filming locations there really are in the valley. Now keep in mind, today we're just gonna be scratching the surface. I won't have time to show you a lot of the locations, and some of them I haven't discovered yet. Also, keep in mind that a lot of these locations are gonna be ones that I've already shown you in other filming location videos. Some will be new, but a lot of them will be stuff that I've already shown you. But again, the point of this video is to try and show you how many locations there are in such a small area. How you might be going just a mile or two and you might pass by 5 or 6 or 7 filming locations. And so that's what we're gonna be doing today. Before we get started, I wanna take a minute to thank my newest Patreon supporters and YouTube members. Starting with the Patreon supporters, and this month there's only one, and a huge thank you goes out to Totally 80s Room. I know that guy. He just wanted to hear me say his name on YouTube. Seriously though, Pete, thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. Unnecessary, but definitely appreciated. Now on to my YouTube members for this month. A huge thank you goes out to, and again, if I pronounce any of your names wrong, I apologize. But a huge thank you goes out to The Outdoor Dude, Mike Kaleberg, Tom Wesserman, Rob Parson, Primo Chemo, JPS, White Sox Tom, Alice Martinez, Martin Taylor, Sean Sarley. I definitely pronounced your last name wrong, and I apologize. It's not even a hard last name. It's me. Sorry about that. Angels Win and Craig. Again, thank you all so much for supporting me on Patreon and for being YouTube members. All right, let's head down there to the valley. Okay, so we just came down Sepulveda Boulevard from Mulholland Drive, and we're approaching Ventura Boulevard. And as we get to Ventura, right here on the corner, this truck's kind of blocking it, but there you go, right there on the corner. That's the Sherman Oaks Galleria, not the original one from the 80s and 90s. That one was torn down, but the original Sherman Oaks Galleria can be seen in Commando, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Chopping Mall. The exteriors were used in Valley Girl. A whole lot of stuff was filmed there. And then as we make a right onto Ventura and we head east, there's a lot of stuff down this way from Valley Girl. Right here is where the limo was driving at the end of the movie. Let's see. Further down, there's a lot of stuff from the movie that was either torn down or stuff that we're not going to get to. Casa Vega, the restaurant that they walk by, that's further down there, and also Julie's house and the school where they have the prom at the end of the movie. Now, right over here is where they get pulled over in Night at the Roxbury. And then also show you right there, that was the health food restaurant that Julie's parents own in Valley Girl. And now we're going to be making a left on the world famous Van Nuys Boulevard. Now I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that's been filmed here on Van Nuys Boulevard, a lot of stuff that I don't know about or that is not coming to mind, probably a lot of TV shows. The first thing that comes to mind is the movie Van Nuys Boulevard, obviously was filmed here. But there's a couple other things that I want to show you, but they are much further up, probably a couple of miles. So we're now a couple of miles up Van Nuys Boulevard, and this can be seen in Fast Times at Ridgemont High when Spicoli and Jefferson's brother are going to the party, and they're kind of just going back and forth here on Van Nuys Boulevard. Some of these buildings can be recognized, but one of the major parts of that scene is coming up here on the left. Get over here so I can show you. Now they're coming in this next part of the scene, they're coming from the other direction, keep in mind. Now we're hitting some traffic here. It looks like it's going down to one lane. Okay, so again, they would have been coming from the other direction, but right here is where Spicoli makes a right turn onto Vos Street, and then he crashes right here. And he tells him not to worry. His dad's a TV repairman. He's got an awesome set of tools. Yeah, that was right here where they crashed Jefferson's car. Van Nuys and Vos Street. Okay, so we're now on Van Nuys Boulevard at Roscoe, about a couple of miles from where we just were. And right around the corner here on Roscoe, there's a couple of things that I want to show you. Just got to wait for a green arrow. Right there, that's the Panorama City Mall. All right, here we go. So right around the corner here, like I said, just a couple miles from where we just were with the Fast Times location. This is the bank where John Connor illegally takes some money out of the ATM in Terminator 2. And then right across the street, this is where the Terminator is showing John Connor's picture to the kids, asking if they've seen this boy. So right across the street from each other. They're not supposed to be in the movie, just coincidentally, they are. So we're now on Woodman. We just turned off of Roscoe, and this next location is less than a mile from the locations that I just showed you from Terminator 2. I think this is technically the city of Arleta, but again, less than a mile, and it's right here. This 99-cent store was used in the movie Blood In, Blood Out. In the movie, this was a Zodi's, and this is where Miklo comes to rob the Zodi's. This is at Woodman and Chase. Again, just less than a mile from the Terminator 2 locations. Okay, we're now on Nordhoff Street, coming away from Woodman, right around the corner from the Blood In, Blood Out location. And this shopping center right here on the left, this was used in the ZZ Top Legs music video. Right there is where ZZ Top was playing. And then over there was the burger place. They used two shopping centers, but this was one of them. I did a whole video on it if you're interested in the ZZ Top music video. And now we're back at Van Nuys Boulevard. We did a full circle. Saw, about 5 locations in just a couple of miles. As we turn on to Sepulveda from Roscoe, you can see Galpin Ford right over there. And that was the car dealership that Frankie Avalon works at in Back to the Beach. On Sepulveda Boulevard, just north of Roscoe, you'll find the Palm Tree Inn Motel. And this was the motel where Earl and his brother lived in the TV show My Name is Earl. Now, the most disappointing thing about this motel is the pool is now gone, which used to be right over here, but it's been paved over and it's now all just a parking lot. You can still match up a lot of stuff here. Those stairs are recognizable, and pretty much right where I'm sitting, this is where the pool would have been, but again, it's been paved over and it's now just a parking lot. But again, you can probably still recognize this as the motel from My Name is Earl. And just a couple miles away from the My Name is Earl motel, on Orion Avenue between Irwin Street and Victory Boulevard, somewhere right here is the house that was used for Donna's house in the movie La Bamba. Oh, you know what? It's this one. Yeah, right there. That was Donna's house in the movie La Bamba. Right here in the front yard is where her and Richie are talking. Right there is where her dad pulls up into the driveway. And also here in the valley is the house where Richie plays the garage party with the silhouettes, but that's more like over there where we were with the Blood In, Blood Out location. It's more on that side. So I should have went over there when we were on that side of town, but I forgot. But if you want to see that location, you can watch my La Bamba filming location video. We're on Victory Boulevard, turning onto Balboa Boulevard. And this right here on the corner is Birmingham High School, which was used in The Last American Virgin. And it was also used in an episode of the TV show Full House. All right, we're continuing north on Balboa Boulevard and we're approaching Saticoy Street. And this entire intersection right here was used in the TV show My Name is Earl. Over and over again, they used this intersection, a bunch of different episodes. So this Yummy Donuts, this is the donut shop that Earl would go to where the girl with one leg worked at. And then right next to it is Hart's Coffee Shop, which was used quite a few times. So I came out onto Saticoy Street and got turned around going in the other direction. You can see right there on the corner is the donut shop and the coffee shop. And then I know that there's an episode where Earl is walking right here in front of these businesses. And then also, let me pull over right here so I can show you. All right, so right across the street, that's Hart's Coffee Shop. And then right next door to it, that was Club Chubby. All right, we're gonna continue down Saticoy going west. Saticoy and Reseda, I had actually forgot about this. This isn't even where I was going. Right over there, well, you can kind of see it, is that A-frame building. Used to be a whole bunch of different restaurants, Fat Burger, Home Run Burger. I think it was originally Pup and Taco. That was used in the movie The Runaways. It was also used in My Name is Earl. A bunch of other stuff that that's not coming to mind right now. Okay, we're on Saticoy, probably a few miles west of the My Name is Earl locations. And all of these buildings right here, these didn't used to be here. This was just an empty field. And then right next to it is the Karate Kid apartment building. And like I mentioned, where these buildings now are, this was an empty field. That's where Daniel was running from Cobra Kai. And then, eventually they catch up with him and Mr. Miyagi has to come save him because right there was Mr. Miyagi's little work shack. All right, and then we're going to continue over here as soon as I can pull back out into traffic because there is another location, or was actually two locations, pretty much right across the street from the Karate Kid apartment building. So Saticoy and Tampa, and we're going to this shopping center right here on the corner. Now, this shopping center has been completely remodeled since the 80s. But if we come right over here to the second driveway, right here, there used to be a Shakey's Pizza. And this Shakey's Pizza that used to be here was used in the movie License to Drive. So right here was the Shakey's Pizza. They come here, they take Mercedes inside, they try and wake her up, and then eventually they end up putting her in the trunk. Right across the street, there's some apartment buildings. And back in the 80s, it was a used car lot. And that can also be seen in License to Drive. It was mainly used in some deleted scenes, but also during that scene in Shakey's, they're standing right here in the parking lot, and you can see the car dealership behind them, and you can actually see a replica of Grandpa's Cadillac on a turntable going around, and that plays into the whole deleted scene. If you haven't seen, again, I'm promoting my videos. If you haven't seen my License to Drive filming location video, I talk about this location and I explain the deleted scenes. So we came south on Tampa and then made a left onto Sherman Way, and we're now headed east on Sherman Way. And I wanted to say, I know that I'm not giving you the best shots of all of these locations, but again, the point of this video was to just show you how many filming locations there are here in the Valley. And if you want to see more detailed shots and information about these locations, then most of them I've done filming location videos on, and you can go look those up. But this is just to kind of give you a tour around the valley and show you how much stuff is right next to each other. Right over here, just past this McDonald's, this used to be a baby store that was used in the movie Arthur 2 on the Rocks. That's where he goes to pick out stroller and crib and all that good stuff. And my uncle actually worked across the street at the time, and he saw them filming, and he went across the street and met Dudley Moore. And we're now at Sherman Way and Reseda Boulevard. A lot of stuff has been filmed in this area. Now, we're not going to go down Reseda Boulevard, but there was a scene from Tough Turf that was filmed right here. And then across the street, you've got the old Reseda movie theater, which has been used in a lot of stuff, but most famously, along with the Reseda Country Club, which used to be right there on the corner. Both of those locations were most famously used in Boogie Nights. And actually, a lot of scenes from Boogie Nights were filmed right here on Sherman Way. There is a scene where they stop the limo right here, and they get out and they beat the guy up. And then directly across from that, you've got the Miss Donuts with the famous robbery scene. And then actually, this entire shopping center was used. Come down this way. That grocery store right over there was used for a Gwen Stefani music video. And then right here where this empty lot now is, there used to be a diner here, and that diner was also used in Boogie Nights. And when he's standing outside of that diner, you can see this church across the street. So again, between Reseda Boulevard and Lindley on Sherman Way, they filmed a lot of scenes for Boogie Nights. And then if we come right over here to Lindley and make a right turn, this liquor store right here is the liquor store from Repo Man. All right, we're now back on Lindley, headed south towards Ventura Boulevard. On my right side, that's Reseda High School, which was used in The Last American Virgin. Few other things too. All right, we're now making a right turn onto Ventura Boulevard from Lindley. And where this building now is, this all used to be, this was a parking lot for Michael's, the art supply store. And then this pharmacy right here, this was a liquor store my entire life, and that was used in the movie The Stoned Age. A lot of The Stoned Age was filmed right here on Ventura Boulevard. And then while I'm over here, I'm actually going to stop at my P.O. box and grab my mail, which is right here in this shopping center, Tarzana Square. So if you've ever sent me a piece of mail to my P.O. box, now you know where you're sending it. And I've actually shown this shopping center in one of my Valley videos because I had some memories here with my parents. We used to come to this Round Table Pizza and the Bob's Big Boy that used to be here. And that was one of the reasons why I decided to get a mailbox right here at this building. Okay, we're back on Ventura Boulevard, but we're now headed in the other direction. This liquor store on the corner was used in an episode of Ray Donovan, but they actually just used the sign. They weren't actually filming here. They had Ray looking out a window, and then that sign was in the reflection of the window he was looking out. It was weird. Also, this shopping center was used in the movie Zapped with Scott Baio. More on that in the near future. So we're still headed east down Ventura Boulevard, and there's a couple of things right here. Let me pull over for a minute and I'll show you. Now, they just recently remodeled this entire shopping center, so it looks a lot different. But right here across the street, this was the shopping center, and let me zoom out so you can see it a little better. This was the shopping center where Steve Carell worked in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Upstairs right there, that was the electronics store that he worked at. But like I said, they recently remodeled it. Up until then, it looked just like it did in the movie, but now it doesn't really look anything like it did. And then right here, the girl that Steve Carell was interested in, she ran a eBay store, and that was right here, directly across the street. And then if we, hold on, I gotta wait till I can get out into traffic. If we come just right over here, this is where Stacy was waiting for Ron Johnson to pick her up in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She was standing right there on the corner. And just a couple blocks away from where Stacy was waiting for Ron Johnson, this shopping center was used in Poltergeist 3. And then just a couple of blocks away from the shopping center from Poltergeist 3, this park on the corner was used in Mac and Me. I mean, there's really no end. It's seriously like every other block. And we've now come full circle right back to where we started. Ventura Boulevard coming up on Sepulveda. You can see the Sherman Oaks Galleria right there in front of me. That's that big G on the building. Sepulveda is just on the other side of the freeway right here. And that's where we started our journey. The first location I showed you was the Sherman Oaks Galleria. And as we get onto the 405 freeway going south, this is the final shot of the movie Valley Girl. The limo gets onto the 405 south and passes right by the Sherman Oaks Galleria. The limo heads this way, and the driver asks them if they want to go to the Valley Sheraton, and Nicolas Cage says yes, but they're actually leaving the Valley if they're going this way. And that is going to do it for this video. And like I already said, we barely scratched the surface today. There is still so many locations that I could show you. I mean, just off the top of my head, I didn't get to show you the Brady Bunch house, nothing from The Office, Wayne's World. I mean, this goes on and on and on. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to make a part 2, let me know in the comments and I would be happy to make another one of these. I had a good time driving around and just kind of randomly pointing out stuff as I pass by. Yeah, like I said, there is still so much more. All right, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.